Alright, how's it going? Today we're gonna go over Iron Fist. This homie right here. One quick little disclaimer while this shit loads up. Just want to let you know, I am not a masterful Iron Fist user. I have, in fact, given up on Iron Fist. I've dropped him for the moment. That's why I'm doing this. I was intending on learning more so I could do a more comprehensive, guide. But I feel that he has too many exploitable not too many, but two glaring exploitable weaknesses that make me want to put him aside for now. And I'll get into those in a moment. But before I get into that, I just want to let you know, Twisted Jago, one of the big East Coast players, he did his own little Iron Fist guide, and I watched it. It's decent, but it's not. He doesn't really mention a lot of the little things, but he does go over like all of Iron Fist normals and whatnot. So I'm gonna put a link to that in the description, so you can go check that out. So I don't have to waste my time going through all the all that stuff. And he should obviously put a link to mine in his description box because his has like 16,000 hits and this is gonna get like 600. So you know, help me out, Jago. But no, so anyway, so why did I drop Iron Fist? I dropped Iron Fist because I feel he is a character that you cannot just have on a team. You know, there are characters like Wesker, like Dormammu, like Magneto, where you can just have them on a team and they boost that team. In some way, shape, or form, they help that team. Iron Fist, in contrast to that, is a character that I feel you have to build a team around. He has weaknesses that are too exploitable to actually use him against certain playstyles. And those number one, the biggest one, is just against zoning. I don't have a fucking clue what to do against zoning as Iron Fist. His movement options, yeah, I mean, his wave dash is fantastic, but if somebody's actively zoning you, you're not going to be getting in. You know, the wave dash isn't good enough to get you in between zoning things. And also, people that just jump. What the hell do you do against airborne people? That's my question. I hope somebody finds an answer to that and makes him look amazing against people that just jump. But so far, I haven't found anything. I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm going to turn them on to jumping. Like, now you got front throws, and now you can follow these up if you're very quick about it. Now, the problem is, you have to be, like, extremely, if I catch them at the height of their jump, you barely have any time. You got to hit that crap immediately. And even then, oops, see, like right there, didn't hit it immediately. That's like the most you get off of it. That's pretty much like all that you get right there. I tried to follow it up with another hyper. We'll get into that in a second. But anyway, so I mean, like, even when you do get... Okay, let's stop her jumping around like an idiot. Even when you do catch them, you get nothing for it. And you also, actually, one thing I want to show you real quick. Oops, God. One thing I want to show you real quick. Never accidentally taunt. Watch this. I'm going to hold up just so you can see how long that shit is. Alright, there we go. Taunt's over. That shit takes days. Alright, so anyway, backwards. You can't follow that up. Unless you're, like, directly in the corner, you're not fast enough to follow that up. So that sucks. And back throws are what you're going to be probably getting the most of. If you're trying for forward throws, that means you're not blocking. You're probably going to get hit a lot on your approach. So, I mean, I just feel that that's one of his glaring weaknesses, that he requires a lockdown assist, like Justin Wong was very successful with Iron Fist, because he had Frank West's shopping cart assist behind him. And without that, I feel like Iron Fist, I could just, like, if, let's just say Trish was Iron Fist, I would just jump, and, like, once he approached, I'd hit him. And what is he going to do about it? That's what I don't know. I don't know. And so hopefully somebody does indeed find an answer for that. But so now that that is over, let's actually go into the character himself. Alright, so firstly, movement options. I mentioned his wave dash. His wave dash is amazing. As you can see, it's very quick. He moves a substantial amount of space in a very short amount of time. On top of that, if you watch his standing heavy, he pretty much gets like a dash equivalent of movement in there by itself. And on top of that, you can Kara cancel it into his Rekkas. So you get even more motion. So, let's say I'm right here. I just got like a 75% of the screen low attack. So let's pull the screen out all the way. Look how close we are now. That's right there. So, I mean, that's fantastic that that exists, but unfortunately, you know, again, if somebody's actively zoning you, actively hitting buttons, you're probably going to get hit out of your shit. But still, it is an option, and it's very quick. I feel like if it's Iron Fist against, like, another grounded character, Iron Fist will probably win every single time. It's just that once the person gets airborne in some shape or form, and once they have zoning, it's like, okay, now what? So those are his movement options. He doesn't have anything in there. He's got nothing. He doesn't have a double jump. He does not have a double jump. He does not have an air dash. He's got nothing. So airborne, again, he sucks. So then now I'm going to go into his Rekkas. He has a special move for every single button. It's different for every button for quarter circle forward and quarter circle back. And I'll show you those right now. This one, there's nothing special about it. It's just that's pretty much like that's pretty much something you want to use to hit confirm, because the light ones are the only ones that you will be able to block afterwards. The rest of them you'll be punished hard for if you use them in block strings. So just be careful of that. Make sure you hit confirm with him because he is a very punchable character. Quarter circle back light is that one, as we saw, that is a low attack, so it's good for mix up. Quarter circle forward medium has two effects. The first of which is this: it crumples them, and you get days, as you see. You get days to follow that up. Unfortunately, you can only, well, actually not unfortunately, it would be kind of stupid if you get that more than once. You can only get it once per combo, because as you can see, if you hit them, then you hit them again, they get popped up into the air. So once they're popped up into the air, you get a hard knockdown off of it instead. So you can use that as like a combo ender, or you can use it to, like, you know, you can cancel into that and then go further into it, whatever, do your own combos. Don't be looking at this for a combo video. I have not gotten the muscle memory to do combos with him. But anyway, so that's his quarter circle forward medium. Quarter circle back medium. That is his overhead, that is his OTG, and it is also a ground bounce. It has all three. It's got a hat trick of effects. So, you want to be using that as your OTG, like, say, you know, we just did this, like, okay, cool, and now we just did this, and now you want to use that as your OTG and follow it up again. But obviously, like I said, it's a ground bounce. So, if you use it twice in the same combo, as you can see, they just roll straight out of it. So, you want to be careful about that. If you do use it twice, you better be looking for a reset, or else you're probably going to get blown up because you're not prepared for it. So just be aware, you can only use that OTG once per combo. The other times they'll just roll straight out of it. You won't be able to follow it up. So now, quarter circle forward, heavy. This is basically just like a combo finisher, really. You get a hard knockdown off of it. This is basically the move that I was using when I was trying to figure out combos to cancel into his hyper, because you can see it kind of pops them up a little bit too. You get that follow. Oh, that's one other thing I actually wanted to mention. You can follow that up, the medium one. You can follow that up before they actually get knocked down too, so that's also a good finisher. Then you have his quarter circle back heavy, which, as you can see, it pops them up into the air. You get two kicks. You can also cancel into another Rekka off of that first kick. Now, I haven't really seen a real good purpose for it. The only purpose that I've really found, and we're going to get into the quarter circle forward and quarter circle back specials in a minute, because he does get quarter circle forward and quarter circle back special Rekkas. But, well, actually, I just said I'll get into those in a minute. So, like, you can pop them up, and I don't really know what to do from there. Like, you can follow it up with, again, the quarter circle back and quarter circle forward Rekkas, but they utilize a wall bounce. His level 1 rush punch hyper also utilizes a wall bounce that allows you to follow up with another hyper for a large amount of damage. So I have no idea why you would ever want to use his quarter circle forward or quarter circle back specials in mid-combo, because you lose that extra damage you get at the end. Unless, of course, you don't have any meter, that's one reason. But still, I mean, you know, they both use wall bounces, and that wall bounce is incredibly useful at the end of his level 1 hyper, because you can follow up after it. So, there's a disclaimer, but hey, if you find a use for it, you find a use for it, and then you are awesome. So anyway, so his quarter circle back and quarter circle forward specials. As mentioned, as you can see, I'm doing the motion here. I'm getting nothing, right? Correct. You can only use them if they are the very last, if they are the third. You can chain 3 Rekkas together. That's the max you can chain. And you can only use his special Rekkas at the end. You can only use them if they are the third Rekka used. So there you go. So as you can see, that one's got the wall bounce. Then you also have this one. Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. See, there's the canceling part of that. There we go. All right, so there's the other one. The thing about the Corsica back special one, it does have a small amount of invincibility, and you can chain Rekkas. As you can see, you can chain Rekkas without actually hitting somebody. So, like, I mean, you never know. Maybe that'll be useful for you to, like, as an approach. Maybe. I'm assuming, though, that that is incredibly unsafe on block. So, you know, taking risks. Maybe getting a risk-reward factor going there. I don't know. So one thing you saw me do by accident, you saw me change into this. DP motion, the, you know, forward, down, forward motion. And then a button. Each button, he doesn't have a special version of this one, but light, medium, heavy will give him different effects. This one, the red one, that is obviously, if you see the motion, that is his light one. It gives him more damage on his attack. So there you go. So you got 45,000 right there. This one will do 54,000. You get a damage boost. This one right here, this one gives you a defense boost. Now, I've also heard, I've heard that when he's in the middle, god damn it, when he's in the middle of that, he gets like some kind of parry ability, but I've never actually seen it happen. I've never seen it work, so I don't know. But anyway, this boosts his defense, he takes less damage. This one, god damn it, this one, he gets a boost in meter gain. It's not huge, but he gets like a slight boost, probably maybe like 20% more, 25% more meter, something around there. But, you know, it's a good thing to use in case, you know, you're low on meter. But in general, this is the one you'll probably be using the most because you do get that damage boost, and his combos go from doing good damage to, oh my god, this is fantastic damage. Alright, so now I'm going to get into his launcher. Actually, no, I need to mention something more about those. These will count mid-combo. You can use them as your Rekka, as one of your Rekka cancels. Now, you can't do another Rekka directly following it, so you want to be trying to use those third. But so, like, let's say, you know, you get this, and then you get this again. The only way to really actively follow that up, to be quick enough to follow it up, see, let's do it without it. Oh, actually, I should be doing, my bad. Let me, okay, actually, I got it. What am I trying to do here? I'm so sorry. See, it's not fast enough without the Rekka cancel if you use a knockdown like that to follow it up. So, what would you do? You would do... Oops. You would do that, except, I mean, it does work. Trust me. It does work. I just suck. There we go. So then, that's how you follow it up right there. But again, like I said, it does count as a Rekka cancel. So if you use 3 Rekkas, as you can see, you can't actually cancel it. In that, when you get the crumple, it really doesn't matter that you can't cancel it, because again, you get 5 days to follow that up. But mid-combo, there are some combos that he can do if you utilize that Rekka cancel correctly that he can't do otherwise. So that's just throwing that out there real quick, that you can cancel his Rekkas directly into those. So there's that. Now let's go over his launcher. His launcher, I don't understand why they made it this way, because this is something that, I mean, I think this is kind of the reason why he has such trouble against airborne opponents, is because his launcher only hits grounded people. So as you can see, from his crouching heavy, it kicks them up into the air, right? Doesn't hit. It will not hit. No matter what you do, after this, it will not hit. And that sucks. You can only hit somebody that's actively on the ground. So, I mean, that limits your combo ability in the launcher quite a bit. I mean, again, you can use his Rekka chains to get pretty good ground combos, but it's so limiting to have a launcher in this game that does not hit, airborne opponents. So, you know, that's a bit of a bummer, but hey, he does have kind of a way around it by use of his Rekkas, but again, it's very limiting on his potential. Okay, so now, his hypers. You have his level 1 Rush Punch, but this is kind of like a Ghetto Bionic Arm. It has a very minute amount of invincibility at the very beginning. Not as much as Bionic Arm, but if you call something out properly, you can go through it. And then also it's mashable. So as you can see, it did 234 the first time. Mash it out, you get that. Then his other level 1, you have his Spirit of the Dragon. Again, mashable. So, There you go. It's mashable. It will also absorb, like, it'll also absorb incoming projectiles. So you could potentially use that as like a safe DHC if somebody is trying to zone you and like you're low on health. You can use that to absorb projectiles really quickly to get them out. Just something that may be helpful. And then you have his level 3, which is kind of it's basically an area of effect. Anybody that's in that area of effect, actually I'll do it real quick. Too far away for it to actually hit. See, anybody that's in like that flame effect that gets around him will get hit. So you can actually hit it up pretty high. And that's one thing I wanted to mention real quick. Like I said before, this utilizes a wall bounce. So you can follow, well, you can if you're good enough. I have not mastered the timing on it in any way, shape, or form. Damn it. Ow! Somehow I'm on the wrong side. Aha! There we go. So you can follow it up off that wall bounce. That's why, that's why I don't really want to use the wall bounce earlier in the combo, because using that wall bounce, you can follow it up. You can also follow up into another, you can follow up into doing that afterwards and then doing another rush level one, but I don't know why you would, because that way you're pushing them way the fuck out of the corner. And yeah, so I don't know why you would use that one. And it also does less damage, but hey, whatever floats your boat, go for it. So now let's go for his assists. Now I held the wrong button. That assist, obviously, they're all the various rekkas he has. A couple rekkas. That one causes the crumple. It also obviously will hit hard knockdown. The problem is it doesn't have much range. Like, let's just call him in and walk forward. Oh, actually, Doctor Strange walks forward too slowly. But anyway, there are some characters. These are all, just test the assists for yourself to see whether or not they work within your team of choice. Because obviously my observations for them will not be consistent with every single character in the game. I haven't tested it with every single character in the game. But for the characters that I use, their normals, if I call them out mid-combo, their normals push them too far away for that to actually hit. But if you find a way to use it, that crumple is obviously very useful, because then you can, you can move them all the fucking way away. You can get a good, like, corner carry almost off of it, off of the crumple. Because the crumple lasts forever, so that's just something that may potentially help you out. So then this assist, this is overhead, it's also his OTG. It is slightly slow for an OTG assist, but it does work as an OTG if you get your knockdown low enough. And obviously, again, it worked. You can get unblockables off of it, so you call it in, then you hit a low at the same time. Unblockable. Cool beans. Then you have this one, which it's the same as a regular move. It has a little bit of invincibility on startup. It causes a wall bounce. If you're using a character that doesn't really utilize wall bounces, well, hey, perfect. Now you get a wall bounce. And it's also, it's pretty fast. It's not exactly slow. And he goes a fairly significant range, as you can see. And it's also very good for the crossover counter. Because of that little bit of invincibility, if somebody's really rushing you down recklessly, you could crossover counter him in and hit that, and then, you get the wall bounce, and hopefully you would be able to follow it up. I haven't tested it, but I'm sure he has ways to follow that up. So those are all his assists, and that's Iron Fist basically as a character. He's an extremely good rushdown character on grounded opponents, but I feel he requires a lockdown assist in order to keep somebody grounded, because if they don't stay grounded, then his options are very limited. And that's one thing you're gonna have to work for. You're gonna have to work at figuring out how to keep your opponent on the ground so you can get mix-ups, so you can get hits, and so you can actually rush down. Without that, I just don't really see how Iron Fist could be a successful character. Plus, against zoning teams, I never actually saw Justin Wong. Justin Wong so far has the best Iron Fist I've seen. And I didn't see him really play against like a really good zoner. So, I want to see him do that, because I will hopefully want to see him beat that. But again, I feel he has some pretty exploitable weaknesses that you're really gonna have to work to get past. But if you manage to get that work in, he does some really good goddamn damage. A basic combo. I'm not exactly good at figuring out combos. And even I found a combo with him without looking anything up that did like 840,000 damage without X Factor. So, like, he does fantastic. Once you get a hit and you confirm that in the combo, he does good damage. It's just getting that first hit against certain styles of opponents that gets me. So, but, you know, all luck to you. You want to pick him up. You want to do good with him, please. Prove me the fuck wrong and go out and body people. I would love to see it. So, hopefully this helps you in some manner. And that's that. There's Iron Fist for you.